Welcome back to the #1 television show in the history of the United States of America, everybody. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing INHERITOR by C.J. Cherryh. This is book number 3 in her Foreigner universe. This came out in 1996, and C.J. Cherryh has been writing in this Foreigner universe since the mid-90s, and now she's got like up to 21 books in the series. I am right here. I have only read the first 3, so we will be reading all of them and leaving a review for all of them on the channel eventually. The first book, if you want to look at my review of the first book, Foreigner, go ahead and just type in the word Foreigner and my last name, and the review should probably magically appear upon your YouTube screen. Same with book number 2, Invader. Both great books. I'm looking forward to reading the entire series, but for now we are up to book 3, INHERITOR. 3 out of 21, folks. Let's talk about the covers first, because you know I love graphic design and cover illustration. The first 2 books had great paintings by none other than the masterful Michael Whelan. This book does not have a cover by Michael Whelan. In fact, I was looking at the cover and I was trying to guess who I thought did it. And I was like, okay, that either looks like a Todd Lockwood cover or a Donato Giancola cover. So I was like, okay, it's going to be one of those 2 guys. And so then I turned open the inside flap and it said I was wrong. It wasn't either one of those people. It was an artist by the name of Dorian Vallejo. And I'm just assuming that's the son or daughter of Boris Vallejo. I don't know. But anyway, what is this Foreigner universe about, and what is the book INHERITOR about? So Foreigner universe, in the first 2 books, we start out with humanity is kind of in starships hovering over this planet. This is way in the future. And we've broken away from Earth, and we're exploring other universes and other worlds and other galaxies and planets and whatnot. Anyway, we've got these starships, and so when they come down to this, they see that there's sort of like this steampunk kind of universe. Well, the world that they're looking at has got these aliens on it called the Atevi. I think that's how you pronounce them. Atevi. And they are kind of living in their technology is only sort of in like the steam era, like the steam era of our technology. So it's kind of like got this steampunky thing. And the aliens themselves look like those dudes right there. The dudes in black. So you can see they're bigger and taller than the human that they're standing next to. And they just look more badass. They're kind of like I guess it would be Avatar, kind of is what it's like. But with just a little bit more technology than the Avatar people had. Anyway, that's kind of the setup of the first 2 books, but then we get, once they start to intermingle with the humans, there's some conflicts. The Atevi are very skeptical of the humans. The humans are very frightened of the Atevi. The Atevi they don't really have wars, but they live by this kind of code of assassination. So a lot of the Atevi are actually assassins. A lot of them are bodyguards to guard against assassins. And so we've got kind of these clash of cultures where the humans are just all about war machines, starships, technology. The Atevi are more of a steampunk kind of a group with a lot of assassination attempts going on. That's how they solve their problems. It's just like, let's just go kill the guy, rather than kill everybody. So the Atevi really don't trust the humans because they are scared to death of each new bit of technology that the humans sort of introduce to them. And they don't really want to intermingle with the humans much at all. In fact, they only allow one human into their sort of society. The rest of the humans are kind of forced to live out on this island in their own community. And so they're really sort of segregated. But the one guy that is named Bren Cameron, and he's 27 years old in this book, but he has been able to live sort of as an ambassador with the Atevi, and he kind of is the go-between between the humans and the Atevi. Well, what's happened in this book is now there's a starship called Phoenix, which has kind of because the humans that are living on this planet, they're kind of marooned on this planet. But now there's this starship up there called the Phoenix, and it's really making the TV nervous. In fact, because they're frightened of every bit of technology that the humans introduce. However, they've kind of incorporated a lot of the technology, so they've moved beyond the steampunk era to now that they've got like cars that they drive, they watch television shows, they create television shows for themselves. They're really kind of living in a modern society, kind of like about what our own would look like right now. But they just, every time Ben Cameron talks about something else that humans know that they don't know, they just get freaked out and just want to kill the humans. They're like, oh shit, that's so, the humans, oh my God, we didn't know humans knew all this stuff. And so they're just very, it's kind of like, I've done an absolute terrible job describing. I will read the back because that's usually the best way. So, 6 months have passed since the reappearance of the starship Phoenix. 6 months during which the alien Ativi have striven to reconfigure their fledgling space program in a breakneck bid to take their place in the heavens alongside humans. But the return of the Phoenix has added a frighteningly powerful third party to an already volatile situation, polarizing political factions in both human and Ativi societies and making the possibility of an all-out planetary war an even more likely threat. On the Ativi mainland, human ambassador Ben Cameron, in a desperate attempt to maintain the peace, has arranged for one human representative from the Phoenix to take up residence with him in his apartments, while another is stationed on Mospheria, humanity's lone island enclave. Bren himself is unable to return home for fear of being arrested or assassinated by the powerful ARC-conservative element who wish to bar the Ativi from space. Responsible for a terrified, overwhelmed young man and desperately trying to keep abreast of the political maneuverings the Ativi associations, how can Ben Cameron possibly find a way to save two species from a three-sided conflict that no one can win? So that's kind of what's going on in here. If you're looking for a lot of action, adventure, explosions, laser swords, and blasters blasting people, you're not going to find it in this series at all. This series is more of a realistic look at what it would be like if two divergent, both technologically and idealistically, species came together that were and had to negotiate peace. That's what this is. This is a lot of, once in a while there's an assassination or a little bit of tension and drama, but this is more about sort of a political thriller where a lot of political ideas are bantered back and forth between these two species, and a lot of war, a lot of things are worked out sort of in boardrooms and Zoom meetings and desktops. I mean, I don't know if that sounds exciting to any of you. I like it. I think C.J. Cherryh is one of the best science fiction writers out there. I've got all of her books. But anyway, I give this a solid 9 out of 10. And I guess I probably would have given it 10 out of 10 had there been a laser sword fight.